Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. So, this is a game that was developed by CyberConnect 2, just like all of the Naruto Ultimate Ninja games. And this is the very last game in the Ultimate Ninja franchise, the series. This is also the last Storm game. This was released it's going on 2 years ago since this game came out. And as far as this game goes, because I've been a fan of Naruto Ultimate Ninja since the very first game. You know, I was a huge Naruto fan growing up and whatnot. Like, I have the entire first half of the series with the via the uncut box sets on DVD, and I have a number of the manga as well, physical copies of the manga. Being a former, big Naruto nut and whatnot, and being a fan of the Ultimate Ninja games since the very first one came out on the PlayStation 2 so many years ago, this is the best Naruto game that I've played. And I've played other games outside of the Ultimate Ninja series and whatnot, but no, this is the best one for a few different reasons. First of all, they changed, or not really changed, but they've added some different things to this game that the other Storm games didn't have. For example, you can now switch between the three characters on your team, which is something I really like, and you can do it mid-combo, and that was a really good design choice. That's one of the best parts about the fighting system that they've added. And then they also added the fact that you can now, there's this meter that will charge or whatever, and then you can enter a character's awakening, which is like a rage mode for a limited period of time. The first Storm game had that, but it was more limited compared to this game. That's something that they added that I really like. Unfortunately, they still have limits on the substitution and whatnot, which I've never liked that mechanic. I didn't like it when they introduced it in Storm Generations, and I don't like it here. And I think that the game would be better if they didn't have that in there. But it's something that's not that big a deal in the game, because the fights themselves, they take place in these stages that are very vast and large, and you have plenty of space to maneuver. So even if you run out of substitution, you can still, for the most part, you can still have a fighting chance in a fight, because the characters are so agile. Which was, that's the problem I had with Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, is that because that game also has like a substitution type thing that it kind of borrowed from these Naruto Storm games. In that game, you couldn't really get away from the AI and whatnot, and nor could you change the difficulty of the AI. Here, they still have the handicaps that you can set, for like how much damage you take or dish out to the AI or from the AI. And then, on top of that, you can choose a specific difficulty level to play on. And, this is something that every fighting game should have, even if it's a very casual fighting game such as this. And, that's something that Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 failed at. And, that's something that this game does very well. That's something I really like. And then they added all these different gameplay modes and whatnot, or they brought back different gameplay modes from the previous Storm games, such as survival mode, and then a mode where you fight like different teams or whatever that are pretty much set up based on the characters' power sets or their relationship with each other based off of the actual Naruto anime and whatnot. And the older Ultimate Ninja games had this even before, had some of these things even before the Storm series even started. That's great that they brought that back, because it just adds replayability to a game such as this, which is a fighting game. Graphically, the game is fucking beautiful. All the Naruto Storm games are really just proficient with the graphics. As far as a video game goes, it's as close to the anime as you're gonna get, and they do a very good job with it. And the characters look almost exactly like the anime, just once again in video game form. The developers did a really good job with that. You're not going to find that type of intricate detail in any other Naruto video game series. And so, that's something that really attracted a lot of people to these games, even if you're not, a fan of Naruto itself. As far as the story mode goes, the story mode is something I really hated about. It's part of the reason why I didn't like Naruto Storm 3, is because the story mode was mainly nothing but a bunch of cutscenes with very few fights. And then on top of that, they didn't really add in certain characters that were, some of which were in the game and whatnot, and were designed, and they had, animations and whatnot already developed, but they just weren't a part of the roster, so you couldn't play as them. Here, they still omit certain characters like Kurenai and Shizune, who were playable characters in the older Naruto Ultimate Ninja games from the PS2 era, but they still add enough characters. They added enough characters in this game that I didn't really mind if Kurenai or Shizune were missing. And on top of that, even though you have to pay for these characters, they finally added the fucking Sound Ninja 4, and so that's something that I really appreciated as well. The game is strong in just about every area except for the open world part, where you run around these environments from the manga and whatnot, and that's not really fun. It's pretty boring, and that's the worst part of the game, but it's a very small part of the game. Yeah, all in all, this was a great game. The reception was pretty good on this as well, a lot of praising reviews and whatnot. So yeah, this is one of my favorite games to come out this console generation, and I think they ended the series on a good note. So yeah, that's my retrospective for Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.